Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Fate Stay. She rejects my objection and closes in on me even more.
待て、落ち着け父坂。お前なんでそんなに怒ってるんだ。
それがわからないやつだから頭に来てるの。もうどうして誰も一言言ってやらないのよ。
Her fist shakes. All I can do is stay quiet. I can only do as Tosaka says until her anger subsides. Then, after she vents all her anger,
いいわ、決めた。明日あんたに参ったって言わせてやるから。
she says as if smacking me with a glove.
そうだな。まさかいつかの続きをする気か。
It goes without saying that I'm referring to our bout at school. I was cornered and about to surrender, but we weren't able to settle the score since Ryder interrupted.
そうよ。いいから首を洗って待ってなさい。とっておきにスペシャルなのを味合わせてやるんだから。
Tosaka psychs herself up before walking off towards the living room. I don't know what's gonna happen. Am I supposed to be ready for anything? Anyway, I have to take Tosaka home. It's almost 10 p.m. I don't know what Fujine will say if I keep a girl out this late.
今なんて言ったの、シロウ。
だから父坂を送っていくって言ったんだよ。だってのにあいつどこうろちょろしてるんだ。いい加減帰らないとまずいだろう。
Fujine is looking at me stunned. That's strange. I thought Fujine would approve right away, but she doesn't particularly seem to be in a rush.
遠坂さんなら今頃別棟じゃないかな。お客さんだし、泊まるならちゃんとした客間にしないとダメでしょ。
よし、別棟か。ってふざけるな藤根。今何かおかしなこと言わなかったか。
まあおかしなこと言ってるのはシロウでしょ。今日はもう遅いから遠坂さんを止めるんでしょ。遠坂さん、さっきそう言いに来たけど。
Wow. The cleverness of this girl.
泊まるって遠坂が。
そうよ。あ、けどおかしなことしたらダメだからね。私も和室で寝てるし、客間から悲鳴なんて上がったら一発であの世行きなんだから。
Fujine munches some rice crackers. She acts normal as if she thinks nothing of the emergency she's describing.
あいつ。
It looks like Fujine has already surrendered to Tosaka.
あ、ちょうどよかった。私、右の客間を借りるから。
Then, I run into an alien while on my way to the outbuilding with the guest rooms. Her appearance makes my head spin. Tosaka is in her own clothes, not her uniform. And she's in the hallway of my house saying something crazy.
ああ、これ泊まることにしたからアーチャーに行って宿泊道具一式を持ってこさせたの。そんなわけだから寝巻きはいらないわよ。ちょっと大丈夫？疲れてるなら早めに寝なさいよね。明日の朝寝坊なんてしたら承知しないんだから。
She waves excuse me. She waves and disappears into the hallway that leads to the outbuilding. I dumbfoundedly see her off, then glance at the mirror in the hallway. My face is as red as an apple. Damn it. What is she thinking sleeping in the same house? Even if we are still technically pretty far apart.
風呂入り直そうかな。
I'll pour cold water over myself and cool my burning face. I feel like I have to do so or else Tosaka's image will be stuck in my head. And I won't be able to focus on my training. The lights go out. Right before midnight, I look up at the frozen moon as I get lost in my training.
トレース。
I feel my spine with a new nerve. Make a magic circuit within my body. Create magical energy like I'm breathing, and comprehend the structure of the bokuto in my hand.
基本骨子解明
I run magical energy through the sword and strengthen it. I analyze the structure, alter it, and reinforce it.
抗生材質補強
The usual process is going too smoothly. I don't know if it's because I became a master, but strengthening got a lot easier. I used to only have success rate in the single digits. I'm also able to make a magic circuit in a flash. No, it's not because I became a master. I'm just copying his swords. I'm just imitating the Red Knight that I saw at Ryodo Temple. Copying his twin swords, his sword technique, and now even his breathing.
偽物だこんなの俺のものじゃない
But it's working for you, though. I can't help but feel self-hatred. My skills improve just by copying him. Even though I know this isn't my power, I have to rely on it. It was because of his sword techniques that I was able to fight those bone puppets at school. And it was because of the projection of his twin swords that I was able to fend off Kuzuki's ferocious attacks. Even now, I'm certain that I can reproduce those swords again if I repeat the process and put in everything I have.
強化と似て非なるもの始まりと終わりを入れてちょうど8節に分ければいいんだよな
I have to swap out resonating or projecting. The words are still the same. There's no need to change the chant if what it does to me stays the same. Excuse me, it's like I got something in my throat. First of all, I only know one can use one spell to restructure myself. I set down the sword that I finished strengthening. The left half of my body is still numb. I had hoped this would be okay after a day, but it doesn't look like I'm that lucky. If this is the trade-off for magecraft beyond my level for imitating archer's blades, I may just destroy myself if I use projection one more time. I remove the nerve I gouged into my spine. My body is released from the toxin called the magic circuit, and tension escapes my body. Then,
シロ、眠れないのですか？
Saber quietly comes
い
inside.
やそういうわけじゃないこれは日課だから気にしないでくれ
I must be relieved to have finished today's daily routine. My voice that responds is surprisingly gentle.
今日は賑やかでしたね。
そうだなタイプは違えど藤姉が2人いたようなもんだし
I answer her smile with a smile. Saber actually seems to ruefully mutter something under her breath as she sits down next to me.
しかし、今夜も魔術の鍛錬ですか。何があろうと予定は変えないのですね、シロは。
ああ欠かさずにやれっていうのが親父の教えだったからなけどまあ教えてくれたのはそれだけだったけど
それだけ？では、魔術師としての知識もあり方も享受されてはいないのですか？
ああそもそもさ教えるべき本人が魔術師らしくなかったんだよ困った大人だったな普段はぼーっとしていてどうも冴えなかった楽しむときは思いっきり楽しむんだなんて言って子供みたいにはしゃいでたしあれで僕は魔法使いなんだなんて言われても信じられないって普通
I can tell that I'm smiling as I talk about him, about the past, the 5 years from after the fire to his death. Thinking back now, that might have genuinely been the most fun time in my life.
なるほど。そういう詩が好きだったのですね、シロは。
遠坂に聞かれたら怒られそうだけど憧れてた自由で全然魔術師っぽくなくても俺にとっては切り継ぐこそが本当の魔法使いだったんだまあそれにさ自分以上に子供っぽいんでどうしても放っておけなかったってのもあるし
ええ、シロの気持ちはわかる。私にもメーガスはいたが、そいつも子供のような人物だった。
そいつ珍しいなセイバーが人をそんな風に言うなんて
いいえ、彼は例外です。あれはとんでもない老人だった。
尊敬していたし親愛も感じていましたが、同時にあらゆる厄介事のもとでした。彼のいたずら好きさえなければもう少しまともな時代になったでしょう。
Is she referring to Merlin?
なんかすごいな、その言い方。まるで希代の悪人みたいじゃないか。
悪人でした。加えてその色ごとに弱いというか愛の多い人物というか、結局最後にそれが仇となって幽閉されてしまいましたが、あの老人のことです。きっと今でものんきに愛を語っているのでしょう。
I can't tell if she's fed up or ready to laugh. Saber both openly speaks of her past and seems to swallow back on saying more. And after a brief silence,
シロ、あなたの半身はどうなっているのです？
with an earnest, concerned gaze, she pushes me about something I don't want her to know about.
なんだ、セイバー気づいてたのか。
あれだけ皿を割っていれば誰でも気がつきます。それでどうなのです？見たところ異常があるのは半身だけのようですが。
いや、異常ってほどのことじゃない。ただ麻痺してるだけなんだから。
I explained to her about how my body felt weird since this morning, how it doesn't affect my physical abilities at all, and how the cause must be the feedback from last night's projection magecraft. Saber looks at me with uneasy eyes. When I try to smile back at her to tell her everything's fine,
体の大部分が麻痺したままか。当然といえば当然だな。
the Red Knight appears standing in the doorway.
ハーチャー、
Saber turns quickly, protectively placing herself between us. To her, he is an enemy who attacked me. And he is also an enemy to me.
理想を抱いて溺死しろ。
Those words that he said before he slashed me would not get out of my head.
何用だアーチャー。我らは互いに不可侵の協定を結んでいるはず。己が主の命を守るのなら早々に立ち去るがよい。
Archer doesn't answer and steps in closer.
止まるがいい。それ以上進むのならば相応の覚悟をしてもらおう。
Saber's hostility turns outright
い
violent.
や、待つんだセイバー。あいつにその気はない。それにここで戦うわけにはいかないだろう。
それはそうですが、シロ。
いいから。で、要件は何だよ、アーチャー。お前のことだ。挨拶しに来たわけでもないんだろう。
I move Saber aside and confront Archer. Ugh, I still don't like this guy. Our perspectives are different, but there's also no doubt that I just can't instinctively stand him. A chill runs up my spine the moment I see his face. It just seems like we're born to hate each other or to always be enemies.
おい、要件がないんなら出ていけ。
投影をしたとリンから聞いていたが、やはりそうか。半身の感覚がなく、動作が中寄りに7センチほどずれているのだろう。
That's a little too accurate of an assessment there, Archer. I clamp down in a gasp. Archer's observation is so accurate that it's scary.
体を見せてみろ。力になれるかもしれん。
Archer reaches out.
いい、よすんだセイバー。体を見せればいいんだな、アーチャー。
I take my shirt off and show Archer my back. Archer silently places his hand on my back. A slight pain. The left half of my body, which was numb to any sensation or pain, feels hot, as if I got stabbed by a needle.
運のいい男だ。壊死していると思ったが、閉じていたものを開いただけか。これならば数日もすれば回復しよう。
閉じていたものが開いた。
そうだ。お前は勘違いをしているようだがな。魔術回路とは作るものではなく 表すものだ。一度作ってしまえば、あとは表面に出すか出さないかのものでしかない。そのような勘違いをしているから、本来使われるはずの回路が放棄され、眠っていたのだ。お前の死や倫には考えられない盲点だろうよ。まっとうな魔術師ならば、通常の神経そのものが回路になっている異端など知りもしまい。お前の麻痺は一時的なものだ。今まであったというのに使われていなかった回路に全開で魔力を通した結果、回路そのものが驚いている状態だろう。だが何にせよ、放棄されていた区画に風が通ったのだ。いずれ神経は通常の機能を思い出すし、放棄されていた回路はこれで現役に戻ったということだ。
The needle stabs my back again. I hear a definite thumping from the half of my body that was numb all day.
こんなところか。体が動く頃には以前よりはマシな魔術師になっているだろう。何にせよ、俺の刀を作るなど初めにしては欲張りすぎだ。
Archer, let's go.
ではシロウの体に異常はないと？
今までが異常だったのだ。いや、異常を眠らせたまま終わるのが正常な人間のせいだ。その点で言えばエミやシロウはすでに異常だが、まあいい。ともあれ、明日一日は魔術を使おうと思うなよ。治りかけた神経が焼き付いたら麻痺では済まん。
詳しいのですね、アーチャー。
似たような経験があってな。私も初めは片腕を持っていかれた。新しい魔術を身につけるとはそういうことだ。
He turns and tries to leave.
待てよ。
I stop him. I want to know his true intention of helping me now, after trying to kill me before.
なんだ、セイバーに頼み込んでいつぞやの続きでもするつもりか。
そんなことするか。ただ聞きたいだけだ。お前が言い捨てやがったセリフがどんな意味なのかってな。
Drown in your ideals. The meaning of that. The uneasiness that settled in the back of my mind won't go away unless I hear it from his mouth.
言葉通りの意味だ。付け加えるものはない。
There's no hesitation in his declaration. Archer seriously replies without an ounce of hesitation. Ugh. That pisses me off so much that my vision goes white.
じゃあお前はなんだ、アーチャー。理想を抱くなというお前は何のために戦ってるんだ。サーバントはみんな自分の目的があるんだろう。ならお前の戦う意義ってなんだ。理想がないお前は何のために戦うんだ。
知れたこと、私の戦う意義はただ己のためのみだ。つまらぬ正常、大義、理想、そんな不確かな意義など偽物だ。剣を取るのはただ己が欲望の成就のため、それ以外に理由などない。
自分のためだけだと。
そうだ。お前の欲望が誰も傷つけないという理想であるのなら好きにするがいい。そんなに他人を救いたければ救えばよかろう。ただしそれが本当にお前自身の欲望ならばな。
My mind freezes. What did he just say?
自分の意志で戦うのならば、その罪も罰も全て自分が生み出したもの。背負うことすら理想のうちだ。だがそれが借り物の意志であるなら、お前の唱える理想は空想に落ちるだろう。
In other words, it is a fake.
戦いには理由がいる。だがそれは理想であってはならない。理想のために戦うのなら 救えるのは理想だけだ。そこに人を助ける道はない。
I can't talk. I can't think of any rebuttal. Or just words pierced through my chest like an arrow. Not just for me, but that applies to Saber, who is beside me as well.
戦う意義とは何かを助けたいという願望だ。少なくともお前にとってはそうだろう、エミヤシロ。だが他者による救いは救いではない。人を叶えるのは本人の意志と結果だけだ。他人による救いなどそんなものは金貨と同じだよ。使えば他人の手に回ってしまう。
I can't speak. Something. I have to say that's wrong, so why?
だから無意味なんだ、お前の理想は。確かに誰かを救うなどというお前の望みは達成できるだろう。お前はお前のものではない理想を抱いて、おそらくは死ぬまで繰り返す。
That's wrong.
私が言いたかったことはそれ。人助けの果てには何もない。結局他人も自分も救えない偽りのような人生だ。
The red back goes further away into the distance. I can't find the words to say. The darkness falls. Left in the shed, we stare at his back that is no longer there, unable to look at each other. What a way to end the night. That's all I gotta say. What did I wish for? And why? There were people I couldn't save. And there was me, who could not save them. That must be the reason. What happened after that? And what did I want to become? I remember the gray sky. A dark sky on the verge of crying. Then, my will to live almost fades away. One only dies when their will is gone. I walked leaving behind many people and survived a few minutes longer than everyone else. During that process, many things died. That's why I was almost empty. If the will to live breaks, then there's nothing. If there is nothing, the only thing left is to die. And I died. Even thinking became difficult, so I closed my eyes. Right before everything turned completely black, my hand that was extended to the sky was grabbed. That was everything. I have nothing left. Since I didn't have anything, that's all I had. I couldn't do it myself, so I admired it severely. That's right. I wanted to be of help to many people in place of those I could not save. Yet, he said that it was all false. A borrowed ideal. A salvation passed around like a gold coin. An ending without reward. What did I want to become, and for what?
正義の味方になりたかった。
It's not me that said that, but... I wake up. The sunlight is bright, telling me that it's a sunny day, unlike yesterday.
くそ、だっていうのに頭痛がする。
I don't know if it's because of what happened last night, but I didn't wake up feeling good. I must have had a bad nightmare as my temple is throbbing.
顔洗ってこよう。 本に晴れてるな。
It's only 6:30 a.m., but the sky is enchantingly blue. It's also warm for a winter morning, and the snow in the yard is all gone. My sleepiness goes away once I wash my face and brush my teeth.
そっか。今日は日曜だから無理して藤根を起こすこともないんだ。
I can prepare breakfast later than usual, and we can take our time to eat. There's no one in the living room.
俺が一番だったんだ。藤根とセイバーは分かるにしても、遠坂がまだ寝てるってのは意外だな。
Well, anyway, I need to prepare breakfast. Even though it's the weekend, there are 4 people this morning. I should start the groundwork.
あれ、食パンないぞ。
I bought a loaf yesterday, but the whole bag is
そ
missing.
の代わりに100円玉が3枚あるのは誠意と見るべきなのか否か。
I've never encountered such a crime. The first suspect, Fujine, wouldn't do such an elaborate thing. Then, there's only one culprit. Well, what should I do? I don't really care about the bread, but we have an extra mouth named Tosaka to feed this morning.
7時前。豆腐屋さんなら空いてるな。
I'll make Japanese cuisine since there's no bread. Actually, I'll teach the culprit a lesson. Or, I won't question what happened to the bread. I'll drive to the shopping district. Let's go with this.
朝は卵焼きと味噌汁で決定。甘やかすのは良くない。
More importantly, the problem is how I should deal with the intruder that attacked the kitchen in the middle of the night.
遠坂？起きてるか、遠坂？
I knock on the door of the guest room, but there's no response. It's almost 7 a.m. It may be possible for Fujine, but there's no way that Tosaka, the typical model student, isn't awake at this time.
遠坂？遠坂？遠坂？
That's strange. Does this mean she's somewhere else if she is not answering even after calling for her this much?
ちょっと変だぞ、これ。
I'm worried. It's not like she went out of town by herself and hasn't returned, right? Let's save here. I guess here. I think I remember last time picking a look inside. So let's go with, I'm sure she's fine. It bothers me that there's no response whatsoever, but Tosaka could be a rare species that sleeps with earplugs in. Well, knowing her, she might be sleeping because she stayed up all night for reasons that I can't comprehend. So I guess I can let her be.
そもそもだな。女の子の部屋に無断で入れるか。バカ。
I scratched my forehead and distanced myself from the forbidden door. That was meaningless. It's not too late, so I'll go to the shopping district and buy 3 blocks of tofu. I shop at the tofu shop first thing in the morning under the clear blue sky. I buy 3 blocks of silken tofu with the 300 yen that was on the table.
日曜だってのに偉いね。
I go home drinking the soy milk that the second generation tofu shop owner had given me for free.
満たされてる。
This is perfect. It's a morning that feels good with nothing to complain about situation-wise.
なんだけど、なんか損したような。
I tilt my head in wonder and look up at the sky. A big serving of tofu and a 60 yen soy milk. I don't think you can easily find things that can compare to this happiness. His means of happiness is so simple, though. I take my time to walk back home and ponder how to use the tofu for 20 minutes. Before I realized it, it was 8:30 a.m.
おはようございます、シロ。今朝は随分とゆっくりなのですね。
ああ、おはよう、セバ。今日は日曜で学校がないから、その分ゆっくりしていられるんだ。体の調子もいいから、朝飯が終わったら道場に行こう。